Senate Democrats successfully killed legislation yesterday that would have reined in the dozens of unconfirmed czars in the Obama administration. Now, Republicans have voiced concern over these high-profile positions because many of them are not required to go through the Senate confirmation process. Take, for example, Kevin Jennings, who President Obama appointed to be his safe school czar. Now, it's a position that's supposed to advocate drug and violence prevention and activities in schools. But red flags are now being raised by conservatives who have concerns over Jennings' promotion of homosexuality in schools, and they're also critical of Jennings' past drug use. In his own autobiography, Jennings wrote, quote, "I got stoned more often and went out to the beach." He also said he spent hours, quote, watching the planes take off and land at the airport, which is actually quite fascinating when you're drunk and stoned. And joining me now with reaction to all of this is Tennessee Congresswoman Marsha Blackburn, who has pushed czar accountability legislation in the House. Congresswoman, you know, why don't we first explain, before we get to the extremism element of this, why don't we first explain why this is an issue? Because we're putting people in the White House that normally wouldn't get confirmed. Explain why that's important.
Sean, what we see happening this time around is, number one, the proliferation of czars, and then also the placement of these czars between the White House and the cabinet secretary, and they're overseeing policy, they're acting with the political power and the responsibility of a cabinet secretary, and when that happens, then they're outside of the jurisdiction of Congress to have oversight over their activities. Right, and it is something that is of concern to us. We think all czars should be created equal.
Good line, Congresswoman. All right, but, you know, here's what Fox News reports, and we've gone into the discussion of this guy in the past, but this is a guy that's advocated promoting homosexuality in schools. This is a guy, we talked about his past. He's had contempt for religion, et cetera, et cetera. And I'm saying, look, if liberals want to raise their kids and they want to teach them anything they want about homosexuality, that's fine. But there are a lot of parents that have different values. If they want to give condom and cucumber demonstrations, I guess that's their values. I'm not going to stop them. Isn't the issue here that what they're teaching oftentimes values-wise contradicts what parents are teaching? And isn't that morally wrong?
We are very concerned, and when you look at Mr. Jennings' background, it causes me great concern. And all of this is something that would come up through the Senate confirmation process, being able to look at his writings and his speeches and go through those tapes and look at what he has had to say about different issues, because he is in charge of the Safe Schools, Drug-Free Schools program. And Sean, this is an agency that has a $700 million budget, and he is one of only two deputy assistant secretaries that are operating and running their own division, operating without Senate confirmation. So you get into the oversight issues, and you also get into the issues of what he's teaching, the moral issues.